good morning and or afternoon, whatever time it is, and welcome to video 5 of the Finished in February vlogs, where I try to finish what ended up being 9 projects by the end of February, from January the 2nd to the end of February. And if you haven't seen the others, maybe have a quick peek if you want. If not, I can just update you now. I finished 1 of the 9, and I won't go back through everything that I've done on the other vlogs, because if you have seen them, you don't see it all the same way. I've still got the crochet, just dropped a load of stuff. It's okay, I'll pick it up later. I've got this blanket still in the work. I've got the knitted blanket still being worked on. The knitted blanket should be done in a couple of days. That's my intention, a couple of days. Please ignore the mess behind me. It's unavoidable. Yeah, so if you want to, you could subscribe to my channel. That would make me a very happy person. If you didn't want to subscribe, I would still appreciate you tapping like, but I mean, why wouldn't you subscribe? Because if you're watching it, you probably like this sort of video, I'd imagine. And there'll be more to come this year. I tend to be a lot better with releasing vlogs and other things like that. And I've got some quite fun. I'm not going to talk about them yet because I need to plan it all. But I've got some other sort of videos intending to be released each week throughout the year. Yeah, so I would recommend subscribing, because there's going to be some exciting things coming. And I'll just see you guys in a bit, I suppose. I'll probably put some vloggy footage in between, but I'll see you when It's Friday the 30th of January, and I just thought I'd pop in and give you a quick update before an update later. And basically, I have almost finished the knitted blanket. Let me try and get this out of here without messing it all up. I'm in the middle of a row. Classic, I know. So this is how much I have left. So not a lot, just this. And then I will be finished with the blanket. So maybe 2 more rows, including this. Maybe this row I'm in the middle of, and 1 more. I'm in the middle of a row, like I said. Oh, that's a bit better. There we go. Maybe it wasn't better. Maybe it's better when it's blowing out. I don't know. No, it's behind you, won't it? Maybe that, yeah, like that. So I will finish this blanket, and then I will pop back in and show you the finished blanket, obviously. So it's later on in Friday, still Friday the 30th of January, and I have finished, not woven in the ends, but I've cast off the blanket. So I shall show you. I'll put, like I did before with the other blanket, I'll lay it out somewhere and show you a video of the full thing. But for now, it is cast off. It's actually a lot bigger than I thought it'd be. I have a little bit of the yarn left, and I had thought I could probably eke out a couple more rows. I just didn't want to. I didn't want to. I'll show you how much is left. It is a tiny amount, but turns out this yarn goes much further than you think it's going to. Causing mayhem over there. This is what I've got left. And I probably could have done 2 more rows and then cast off. I wasn't going to. It was done. It's big enough, and this will go into a different project I've got, which I'm interested how it will turn out. It needs a lot of scrappiness, so, and any thickness of yarn will work for this upcoming project, but I'll talk about that once the finished in February vlogs are done. Oh, I've still got a stitch marker on there. Thought I'd taken all the progress keepers off, but no, there's one left. God, you can tell how long ago it was I was working on this, because that is a Christmas stitch marker. So it is done. So the lighting is terrible today. It's about 4 o'clock in the evening, and it's been a miserable, gloomy day anyway. So it is what it is, you know. Done. Let me show you on a wonk. Here we go. I'll try and do that very neat drop down thing people do. So let's see. Yeah, it's more than big enough to, let's see, you can go up here. I'm sitting on a chair. Yeah, so sitting here on a chair, it goes from my chest all the way down to my feet. It doesn't quite cover my toes, but if I sort of hook them in, it will stretch. So it's definitely big enough to be a nice blanket. I've got a few ends to weave in, but I don't think that after weaving in the ends for that granny square blanket, the ends for my other project, for most of these other projects, will be negligible. so that is what, 9 projects down to 7 projects still to go. So not too shabby. And now I've been thinking, I'm not sure which project I'm going to do next. It's either going to be another knitted project, which would be this tangled, which would be this like lace, like eyelet scarf, which I actually have made a fair amount of progress on. Don't look too closely at it. There's a lot of mistakes. Yeah, I think this one might be a nice one to get off, because I think this one will work up very quickly. It's lace weight yarn knit on, they're like 6mm. Yeah, 6mm needles. So it creates this really open weave. It's gonna look good, I think, once it's blocked. Eyelets and lace never look good when they're all bunched up. But this one might be a good one, because I'm probably about a third through it already. And I've been thinking what I might just do with this is just knit to the end of the ball. I do still have 2 left of that, but I would kind of like to keep those for another project, because 2 of the lace weight ones, I could probably make a I could probably make some jumper with that, something. And I wouldn't need a lot of a second one to put into this scarf anyway, so that would mean I'd probably take out enough that it would make it difficult to make something else with what's left. And it's, yeah, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to knit to the end of this ball. I think also, even if it's not quite long enough, I think with magic of blocking, it will stretch out to whatever sort of length, really within reason, that you want it. Like, lace really stretches, doesn't it? Lace eyelets, whatever. Or I think it might be that one, or the other one I might do. It will depend on how I feel when I pick it up. This one I would like to do work on, because I would really like to wear it. Really like to wear it. However, there's still quite a bit of work that needs to be done on it, and that is the granny square cardigan. I need to say blanket, but it's a cardigan. So I've done 3 out of the 5. Well, actually, it's not that much work left, is it? Because I'm doing 5 rows of 5. Yeah, because I'm doing 25. I'm doing a 25 by 25 inch square back. So yeah, I've done 3 of the 5, and I've got, what do I need for this? Which way am I doing it? I think I'm doing it this way, aren't I? Either way actually is fine. So I need 3 squares for the back there. Has this one been blocked? No, looks like it's been blocked. 1, 2, 3. So I've got 3 squares ready to go that just need to be edged. And I've got all the coloured ones here that are good to go. So I could probably get like at least another row done. Do I have any more of these ones done? No, I've got one that's almost done. So yeah, one of these 2 I'll be working on next time you see me. Been showing you guys the 4th finished item I have for this year. It is the blanket. All scraps, and it is quite big in the end. You guys can't even see how big it is. You'll probably have noticed in my videos Odin wearing both a harness and a head collar. He wears the head collar because he is about 60 kilograms of pure pull-in power in both his Akita side and his Alaskan Malamute side. So he has to wear the head collar when we're out and about for his own safety and mine, about not being dragged into a road, etc. And he actually does he gets scared of sounds and he will panic. So the collar he wears is a martingale collar, which tightens up every so often. It's like ever so slightly. It's not a choke collar. It only tightens to a specific amount, which just makes it tight enough that it won't slip off over his head, because he has a slightly wider neck than he does head. Therefore his collar can often just slip off over his head, and the harness is just to give me extra control when we're out and about. If I need to, if we're crossing a busy road, if there's a dog about that wants to be problematic towards him because of his breeding, he can get a lot of dogs being quite aggressive to him, because his body, his body has all the signs of being aggressive towards most dogs. With his upright ears, like dogs with perked ears are seen by other dogs as being aggressive. He has an upright tail, which his upright tail means that he's just happy, because the Akita and the Malamute, all the Spitz breeds, have a curled over tail. So yeah, if you're wondering why he has so much gear on him, that's the reason. This is just him enjoying the sea. He does enjoy the sea more so now than he ever did when he was a puppy. He hated it. So I think this summer I might actually try to take him into the sea a little bit deeper, like take my shoes off and head out into the sea with him to see how he does with that, because I actually think he'd quite enjoy it. He did not enjoy it as a puppy. As a puppy, that was something he definitely did not enjoy. And here's me just feeding the crows. I chucked some bread down there for the crow, and then hoped he would come over, or they would come over and eat, which they did. I do try to throw down the bread so that the seagulls don't notice, not because seagulls don't also deserve to have food, but they're super aggressive. If you're not in the UK, you might not understand how aggressive they can be. Here is the hallway where we had stripped back the wood. It's February the 2nd and Monday. So I just thought I'd give you a quick update. Got an itchy nose. Not starting again. You guys are wonky. Feel that's better. But I'm just going to leave it. So, last time we spoke, I was going to decide what I was going to be working on. I have decided. I'm going to work on both. So I'm going to be working on 3 projects at the moment. Let me show you. I'm going to be working on the eyelet scarf. I've got quite a lot of it done, like most of it before I started doing this. But I've got quite a nice bit. I've got quite a nice bit done in 2 days. I started this on Sunday, so that's not shabby, is it? Yeah. So I hope to get this done pretty quickly. I'm just going to crack on and try and get this off my needles, because this one is an achievable goal. Look at the progress you make on it. So few stitches, enormous gauge, like truly enormous. This it's like a cross between a lace weight and a fingering yarn. Yeah, and that's what it looks like. That's what that was. So, one project I will be working on, and as you will remember, because it wouldn't have been that long ago that you watched that portion of the video, I will also be working on the granny square cardigan, because I do really want to just be able to wear it. So I've done 3 of the 5 rows for the back panel. So I just need to do 2 more rows. I've already got together the, let's see, I've got 1, 2, 3. I need, which way am I doing it? Okay, I think I need 3 of the red and 2 of these. So I've got these 2 already edged, and I've got 2 squares, but I need 1 more. I have 2 that need to be blocked, so I shall try and block those this evening. Then I can stitch I can attach another row tomorrow and try and edge the next slot, and hopefully I'll also have another row because I only need two. I'll only need 2 squares for the next row, and that'll be the whole of the back done. And then I can just start attaching the ones for the front panels. So yeah, this one shouldn't hopefully take me too long. I've got some ends I've got to weave in. I've got quite a lot of ends, but you know, it is what it is. So yeah, I'm gonna crack on with all of this. I'm still working on the crocheted baby blanket. That's still on the list. There's no point showing it to you because I've only done like a little bit more. I'll show it to you on Wednesday when I do my outro for this video. Yeah, so I'll see you guys soon. This is the last part of video number 5, the final check-in. I'll show you the final progress on all the things. So I'll start with the oldest one, which is the blanket. And I am pretty close, I think, to being finished. Made some decisions. So that's what I've done this week. Not as much because I have been working on some of the other projects. So I finished basically all of the white. I'm not sure where the white one is because it's not in here, but there's just like a little nugget left. So what I intend to do is work through the colours. So I shall use probably most of this, most of the blue, and then do the border in the purple. So hopefully I should be done this week. I'm hoping, it's my aim to really get this one done. Yeah, that's my aim, get this done. I'll pop a new progress keeper in to mark where we are. But this, hopefully the next time you see this, it is finished. At least the crochet part will hopefully be finished. That's my intention. I'll go into some more details about what it is at that point. And then the other thing is the knitted scarf, the like scarf shawl thing. A big scarf, really, a big lace. Oh. Come on. So as you can see, I have actually done quite a lot. Done all of that, which is about, let's see, oh, 9 inches about. I've done about 9 inches. And I've used up quite a bit of this yarn. So yeah, hopefully I'll get through most of this by the next time you guys see. Pop a stitch marker, a progress keeper in, so we can see where we get up to for next time. This is a really simple pattern, FYI. You just cast on the number of stitches you want, an even number of stitches, and then you just, every single row, you knit one, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, until you have 1 stitch left, and then you just knit it. And you do the same thing back and forth for this just open eyelet pattern. I've messed it up in places. As you can see, the pattern does change. I'm not that bothered. Once I'm wearing it, no one's going to notice. I just want like a lacy open sort of shawl that's wool, so it does keep you warm, but you can just sort of wrap it around a couple of times. I think it'll look really nice with the like black clothing I often wear. So yeah, I mean, you just have to keep an eye on it. I do mess it up quite a lot. I'm really not bothered. I know that will be a problem to like the type A knitters and crocheters out there. That's not me. I intend to have fun, and going back every time I make a mistake and restarting or frogging all the way back, where like that's not for me. And then the third project I'm working on, I'm back, is the granny square cardigan. I'm almost finished, just this much to go of the one more square. So I've crocheted 2 squares this week, and I've crocheted 2 squares. I've edged quite a few of the squares. Where am I? Yeah, so I've edged all these squares and I'm just seaming them together at the moment. So I just do a single crochet border in the grey on each of the squares and then slip stitch them together. So I've got to slip stitch these last 2 together, and then I will slip stitch this onto the rest of the cardigan, and I've got one more row to go, and then the back of it is complete. So I intend to try and do at least 1 or 2 squares of the burgundy each day until I get the number of squares I need. And then I'll work out, once I've completed the body of the cardigan, what I want to do for the sleeves. I'm thinking I'm actually just going to do like granny stripe sleeves in the round in the grey, because I will have more of the grey left than the red. These are my own hand dyed, so this is Dread Persephone, a tonal grey. It's pretty close to a solid. It's a semi-solid. I have knit a pair of socks in this, and there isn't a huge amount of variation in the level of grey you get. And then there is Hecate's Hearth. There we go. That gorgeous, like purpley burgundy. I really love that colour. So that one, hopefully we'll have some nice progress on it by the next time you see it. That's the intention. And just a final, so we can check that one off. I have finished completely and woven in all the ends of the knitted blanket. Let me show you. I will record a little bit of footage of the blanket laying down so you can see it properly, but I'll show it to you now. So we have, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. So it's a stocking stitch blanket. It's just knit 1 row, purl 1 row, all the way to the end. It's actually a really nice size. I wasn't sure how big it would get because it's kind of hard to tell, but so let's see. It's all the way up here, and it goes. Yeah, it covers, sitting down on a chair, it covers my whole body. So I think this will be a good size. I'm going to put it away as a Christmas blanket, I think. Christmas present. So along with the other one. But I think the granny square I'm actually going to give to my mum for Mother's Day. Yeah. So that is everything. I'll pop in the footage just after this of the blanket. And thank you for watching. If you did enjoy the video, I would love it if you could subscribe. That really does help my channel. And thank you for watching. I'll see you next Friday. Welcome to video number 6, week 6 of the Finished in February vlogs. I apologise for the lighting. It's a really gloomy and overcast day here in the UK. And if I turn on the overhead lights, the camera thinks I'm a ghost and doesn't really recognise me, and I just am a glowing white ball. So we're going to have to just leave it be. So this, if you haven't seen any of the other vlogs, this is a video series where I've gone through all of the projects that have been lingering in my house and pulled them all out with the intention of finishing as many as possible before the end of February. So it is February 4th today, and this is week 6. I started with 9 projects and I'm now down to 7 because last week, as you will have seen if you've watched it, I finished the glittery sparkle blanket. That one is complete, so I shall wash it because it's been hanging around my house a long time, and then once it's dry I'll put it away as a Christmas gift. So that leaves me with 7 projects still in the works. So this week I intend to try and finish in week 6 the scarf, the lacy shawl scarf. This is how long it is at the moment. So it's like sit here, it sort of sits at my waist. So I'd like it to be quite a bit bigger because I want to wrap it round at least once. What is it? The rule of thumb is something like be as long as you are tall, like that. So maybe that length, maybe longer. We'll see. This is a really simple pattern. This is a lace weight yarn. I don't know what this yarn is. It was a mystery yarn from World of Wool. I don't think they still do them, but they used to do these big mystery boxes. You could order as many as they had. You could order a big box which would just be guaranteed to have some animal fibre content in it, but you wouldn't know what the thickness, how much each skein was going to have in it, anything. It was a complete mystery. None of it's labelled either. It's just a complete mystery to you. And I had 3 of these. They looked like the same. They felt like the same, but like I said, none of it's labelled, so you don't know. Which I just dyed up to test out some colours, and yeah, it's a mystery. I don't know what it is, but it's some level of wool. And I've knit it with 6mm needles, and you just cast on an even number of stitches to whatever width or length you want. And knit 1, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together, yarn over, knit 2 together until you have 1 stitch left. Then you knit it, and then you just repeat that row for every single row. That's all we do. So I did 9 inches last week, which was from this marker to this marker, and that was 9 inches. So that's a bit more than 9 inches, doesn't it? So hopefully and that was just from Sunday I started working on this. So that was not only a few days, 4 days. So hopefully I'll be much closer next time you see this to being finished, because that would be really good when it only have 6 of the 9 left. The other project, which I really do want to have finished by next Wednesday, the ends won't be woven in because there are a lot of ends of this one, is a blanket for my nephew. This one, which is like a kind of, I don't know what this stitch is called. I should probably look it up. It's kind of like a linen stitch in the fact that you will make a stitch, chain 1, and then work into the row underneath. Except you kind of work into the row underneath the previous row, so you kind of work 2 rows back because it's a double crochet, so it's so much taller. If you see, So I've chained one, and this is the previous row, but I'm actually working into the double crochet from the row before that. So you will put your stitch into the double crochet before. Whereas if this was a linen stitch, you'd just be working into the single crochet, the chain one from the previous round. And I just used to do it every single row until the last row. Then you do something a bit different. So basically, I'm just going to work through all of the pink, all of the blue, and then I'm going to do the border in this purple. It looks kind of pink on screen, but it is a very light purple. Yeah, I think that's a bit better. You can kind of see. And then hopefully this will be done for next week. I'm going to really put the effort in. It has kind of, because am I blowing out? Am I okay? Hopefully that's okay. The light's changing. There is a difference in the dimensions, like the width, since I changed the stitch pattern, but I think it should block out, and I'll pop a border on it, which popping a border on a blanket really does work wonders for leveling it out, because it does just sort of pull it into the kind of shape you want a bit more. So yeah, this one should be done, and then the other one which will not be done next week, but I hope to have at least the back done and maybe part of the front, but we'll see, because these these granny squares do take more time than you'd imagine they're going to take. So where are we? I don't want to unravel any of that granny square because they take long enough to do anyway. So this is 4-ply yarn, and I'm doing my granny squares on a 2.5mm crochet hook. I've got a few more of these to make. I'll just sit down actually and work out how many to make so I don't make too many. I don't want to waste the yarn. That's not going to be too much trouble. Yeah, so I'll work that out, how many I need to make. I need to make more than I've got at the moment. This is my hand-dyed yarn. I will pop a link in the description to my shop if you're interested in checking out my yarns. This is Hecate's Hearth. It's actually a very popular tonal, semi-solid, solid colour in my shop. It really is one of those it's a colour, but it's such like a neutral, even though it's quite bold. Like, I really do feel it just goes with so many colours. Like, it goes with the grey, it goes with, oh, maybe not that one so much. It goes with the green. Like, it really does just go with so many colours. What was I saying? Yeah. So I've done 3 rows of the jumper so far. This is the back of it, so I need to do 2 more rows. I've almost done one row to drop in my crochet hook. That's okay. So I've seamed together 3 of the 5. I just need to seam these 2 onto it, and then I will seam that on there. So both how I'm seaming it is just a slip stitch. I wanted a visible bump. I like the look of the visible bump you get from the slip stitch. You could slip stitch it on the reverse side if you didn't want to see the bump. You could slip stitch it, or if you don't want any sort of like visible join, you could probably like sew it together, but I wanted the bump. So I intend to try and get the back done for next Wednesday at least, but those granny squares do, I'm just dropping everything, those granny squares do take quite a while to crochet up, and I can't really crochet while I'm watching TV in the evening. I need to look at the work a lot more when I'm crocheting than when I'm knitting. When I'm knitting in the round or just knit stitching, I don't need to look at all. Purl and needle I don't really need to look, but crochet I do. Yeah, so that's everything I'm working on this week. If I finish one of these projects, I will be starting a new one. I'm thinking to get something else like off the list. This granny square blanket might be a good one. Where's that gone? There it is. Yeah, the granny square blanket might be a good one, just because I would like to get it completed and all the yarns ready for it, and there's not actually that much weaving in because it's all been magic knotted. This is just a big ball of acrylic, purely scraps, all years and years and years and years and years worth of scraps. So it's a DK blanket being crocheted with a 4mm hook, and I've done quite a bit of it already. Let me see where I am. Yeah, well, that's something to deal with when I start it. So I've done quite a bit of the blanket already. What is going on here? Oh, it's just that. Yeah, it's purely scrappy, and I'll just work through this whole ball, get it done, and then I'll have another one off of the. It's just in this co-op carrier bag, very fancy. It's been sitting around for absolute years. This one is probably the one that's been lingering the longest. I would say this has been on, like, in the works for a good 3 or 4 years, maybe even more, maybe even more, maybe even longer than that, maybe 5 years. It's just been hanging around, literally nothing being done on it. I had thought at one point maybe I should just chuck it in the bin and forget about it, but then I did sit and look at the work I had done and thought, no, it is a shame though, isn't it, to just chuck it in the bin. So yeah, this will be the next one I pull out, and that'll be quite an easy win, I think. Then I just have the, what do I have left? The knitted jumper. Oh, I've got the crochet cardigan as well, don't I? No, that's not going to be an easy win. I have a feeling I'm probably not going to get to the crochet cardigan. Yeah, and that'll be all of that. If I can get to, yeah, I might get more than that done. If I get 2 of these off the hook, off the needle, done, then I can pull out the knitted jump cardigan, because I'm already on the first panel for the front of it. Anyway, I'll see you guys in a bit. Monday the 9th of February. I didn't check in last week after Wednesday because I had the dentist and my mouth was really sore and it wasn't a great time. So it's Monday, it's the evening, it's like 5 o'clock. I thought I'd just give you a quick show of any like progress I've made. I've not done any work on the crochet blanket, so I'll show you the other two. The scarf, I have done quite a bit. I've done from here all the way to there, so it's looking quite good. I have to admit, I'm looking forward to this being long enough, to this being done so I can wear it. It's getting there. Let's see, how will I want to wear it? I want to be able to wrap it round. So, yeah, I think when I get to the end of the ball, well, I really messed that up, didn't I? I'm very tired. It's been a long day. It's been a long weekend of paint stripping. It's been a long day of paint stripping and working and all kinds of other things. It's been a long day. It's been a long beginning of the year. Pretty non-stop, but almost there with the paint stripping. The last like chemical paint stripping that has to be done downstairs. Upstairs still has to be done, but that's not to be thought about right now. Is in the door in the front room, the lower half of the door. And then I can sand it. So we're almost there, but it's been long going. I've got bits of paint stuff in my hair, so don't judge me too harshly. My hair is clean. If you do see bits, it's probably just bits of paint chipped off. And the other thing I've been working on is the crochet cardigan. So I have edged all the pieces over the weekend that I wanted to, and I have finished the back. So the back is complete and I'm onto the front panels. So I've done one row of the right side and I've now so I'm going to do 2 squares on each side and then leave the middle open for my neck. So I've edged this stack of squares. So that's all the colours, all the variegated squares for the front have been edged. And I need, I think, 9 more red squares. So I've got 1, 2, 3. I've got 3 edged, and I've got 3, 4, 5 edged. I've got 5 of the squares edged, and I've got 2 completed squares that need to be blocked tomorrow, and I'm midway through a 3rd one. So that just leaves me 2 more squares then to do. So if I try and get all of those squares done tomorrow and block them, and then while that's blocking, because that'll be a day or so, I've then got the squares for the arms, so I will get on with edging those. Then I just have to do the squares for the plain squares to go between those. So yeah, I'm getting there. If you can hear the dogs barking, I think it's because my sister's home. So I will say goodbye to you now before it all goes back manic. I'll see you on Wednesday. I think I'm watching Christina from Chelsea Yarns here, and Odin always loves to see her chickens and her little dog Gretzky, but mostly he's interested in the chickens. And most of the time he will get up and have a bit of a woof at them. Go on, Odin. Yeah, he loves it. Oh, baby. It's Wednesday, the 11th of February, and this is just a final check-in. So I'll show you what I've done. Okay, I haven't done very much on the baby blanket. Haven't done that much on anything, but I've done some on everything. So let me show you quickly. I have done, nope, wrong end. I have done 3 rows. So not much at all. Excuse my nails. I painted them on Monday. I've been stripping wood with chemical strippers, orbital sanders, and they have not survived. They're terrible. But it is what it is. Once all this is done, they can look nice again. And for the scarf, I've got quite a bit more progress on the scarf. Let me just untangle. Oh, everything's getting tangled. Okay. So I have managed to knit all of this. So I will pop another stitch marker in if I can find one. Cannot find one. So I will pop a stitch marker in before I start knitting. Yeah, I'm getting there with this. I've got this amount left to go. I'll hopefully have this done before the end of February. Ideally, I would have had it done this week, but I just haven't had the time to invest. I've been doing sanding. I'm sick of sanding. Absolutely sick of it. But we're so close to being done, I can't stop. So that's what we've done of this one. And the cardigan, not much to show really for that. There's nothing different with the actual cardigan itself. Still the same. I'm onto this is the back, so I'm onto the right front side. Oh no. The right front side. And I've edged all of the squares that need to be edged, and I've completed all the Hecate's half squares that need to be completed. They've been blocked. I just need to edge them and then seam them all together and attach them to do the front of it. And I've decided I don't want granny square sleeves, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do with these final squares, but I'll do something with them because you can always there's so many things you can do with a granny square that they'll never go to waste. And 4-ply, I've got tons of 4-ply, so I'm going to do granny, or I'm not sure yet. I'm going to do solid colour sleeves basically. I've got all of this left of Hecate's half, and I've got an entire 100 grams of the grey, and with the edging I'm not going to use that much up, so I've also got like about 1.5, 1 and 2, like 1 and something, I'm not sure until I finished, of the grey. So I've got quite a lot of the solid colours left. So I'm going to do something, either double crochet solid sleeves or granny square, granny stripe sleeves or something like that. I'm not sure yet. I can do it with anything I want. I'll see how I feel when I start doing them. Once I've put it all together and I've seamed the sides and I can have a look at it then and see what I think. So yeah, I'm going to have a little stack of granny squares left, but that's not a bad thing. So there'll probably be another granny square project somewhere along the lines, but yes, the granny square cardigan is pretty close to being finished. It's closer to being finished. I still have to do all the ribbon and everything, which take a while because I'm not sure yet if I want to do like front and back post double crochets for the ribbon, or if I want to do, which is more time consuming, where you do like single crochet or slip stitch through the back loop. Single crochet through the back loop will be quicker than slip stitch through the back loop. And I always end up messing up the slip stitch. Like I always end up just doing it too tightly and I can't get in there, and it's just so frustrating. So I suppose maybe I could just go up a hook size and that might help. Not sure. But we'll see when that comes along, because that's obviously after I've done the sleeves. What am I doing? Yeah, so thank you for watching, and I will see you again next week. Thursday the 12th, I think, of February. I thought it's the evening. I thought I'd just pop in and give you a little update just on the cardigan, because that's the only thing I've really been working on. And I've made some progress, so let me show you. Where am I? Okay, yeah. So, if you hear a lot of barking and sort of sounds like really angry dogs, that's just Ita. They're playing. She's telenoding off. Normally because he's not playing with her enough. So she barks at him until he plays with her. But I'm not sure with the microphone if you'll be able to pick up on that. I've got something in my eye. Okay. Back on topic. So I've done all the squares for the right front panel, and I have done 1, 2, 3 of the panels for the left front, and I've also seamed together the 4th pair, and the 5th pair I am in the process of seaming. So these 2 will be on there tomorrow, which will mean that the main body of the cardigan will be done. So what I will then do is seam this down the sides and maybe weave in all the ends, so I haven't got all of that to do with the arms on, because somehow when you've got the arms on the cardigan or the jumper, it always just feels like so much more cumbersome, I think, to weave in the ends. So I'm going to try in future to just weave in the ends once I've done the whole body. Because I think it's just the whole act of like pulling the arms through, and then you think you've got all of the ends and then you haven't, so you have to put the arms back through again. It just feels like a lot of extra work. That doesn't need to be extra work. With just thinking ahead a little bit. Thinking ahead isn't always my thing. Unless it comes to worrying about something, then I'll definitely be thinking ahead. So the front panel should be done tomorrow, and this is what I have left of the grey. So I've got all of this and a whole one. So I probably have more. So what I'm thinking is I've got this and, oh, hold on, and this little nugget of the red. So I think what I'll do is do the sleeves. God, they sound, you probably can't hear, but she sounds absolutely crazy. Do the sleeves in the red, and then do all the collar and the cuffs and things in the grey. I can always dye up some more if I need to, but I would rather not have to. But that's a lot of like 4-ply. It's like, what, it's 400 meters, 400 and a bit meters. That should be enough. Kept me forgetting what's going on here and about to just unravel my seaming. Don't do that. Put the hook back in, otherwise I'll forget. So yeah, I will seam on the last 2 bits, and then I will weave in all these ends. Some of them don't actually need to be woven in because I was a little bit clever. I crocheted over the ends of quite a few of them, so a lot of them just need to be snipped. So at least like 2 on each square. Don't need to be, at least 2 of the 4 of each square don't need to be woven in, they just need to be snipped. So that's not too bad. And that's it for now. I will be back with you with another update. This is on one of our more countryside walks. It's countryside and seaside. It's a nature reserve on the coast. You have this is at the top of the cliffs, which actually are crumbling. So I don't go too close to them because I don't want Odin to drag me off the side, drag himself, both of us off the side. Here, I think I go closer to the edge. It's not such a big drop here, so I'm quite happy to go to the edge, where you can see that this cliff has this like side of the lower part of the cliff has all eroded, and that is a tree that was once standing up here. And since then, the cliff side has eroded down, and the tree's fallen. Another tree has fallen. It was once part of this, so this probably will all be gone eventually, but it's a lovely walk. And they've cut out a whole part of the bushes here, I think, to make a new path. I don't know if the path did once exist and it kind of grew over, but they've cut all that down. I was a bit worried about taking the dogs through here just in case they trod any sharp bits, but they were fine. Their paws are much harder, but I always get scared that they're going to get hurt. I just love the view from this bit. It's so beautiful. You can see in the distance, you can't see it on camera, but in person you can see across to, I think it's is it Harwich? I think it's Harwich or Felix. Oh, it's one of the, my sister always remembers and always tells me off for forgetting. It's one of the big like shipping ports. Is just across the water there. someone on Instagram always shows that, I think it's hagstones that they find, and I got very excited thinking, oh my gosh, this is all hagstones. And I picked one up and it basically just crumbled in my hand because it was like a type of, I think it's a naturally forming clay on that beach. Final check-in for the week, and I've got 2 projects to show you that I've been working on. So let me I should have untangled it before I started, but I didn't, so here we are. It is the scarf. The eagle-eyed amongst you will have noticed it's a scarf. Let me just up a bit. Okay. So I've got this much yarn left. Not much, getting there. Not as much as I intended. Not gonna go over and over and over it. DIY. Getting the whole way done, which we are very close to being done with. Okay, so I haven't done that much this week. I've done this much. So from here to the top, which is not bad, but it's kind of not how much I'd intended. But I should be done this week, hopefully. I want to get a couple more things done. Otherwise, I've only got 2 things done, haven't I? That's not that much. It's okay. I'm just like, you always have so many other things you have to do other than like knitting and crocheting, unfortunately, being an adult. And the other thing I have made progress on, I haven't made any progress on the blanket. I haven't done a single row on that, is the cardigan. So like I said, I was going to weave in all the ends, and I did weave in a lot. Oh, that's weird. A lot of the ends, but there's just so many of them, and I was kind of getting sick of it. So I've just started on the sleeve. Just thought I'd start. I can go back and weave in more ends, can't I? So I'm on first sleeve. Let's see. Look at this, I think. No. Where are we? Yeah, like this. So I've done. I'm on the first sleeve, as you can see. So yeah, this is going to be done pretty soon. I've still got quite a few ends to go, but I've done all the middles, and I've done a lot of the others. Not that you can tell looking at it now, but I have done a lot of the ends. So I'm onto one of the sleeves, and hopefully I'll be done with the sleeve by the end of the week. I'm not actually so keen on how this bit looks though. We'll see. So yeah, that's basically the progress. So I'll just say thank you for watching, and I will see you again next week. Welcome to Finished in February. I thought I'd just give you a quick update on, before we start the week, of what I have to do. So if you didn't watch the previous episode, it would be easier for you if you did watch the previous episodes, because I'm not going to go back over everything each week, because that's just boring for the people who have been watching. So the crochet cardigan is what I'm intending to get really crack on with. I want to have all the ends woven in for next week. I'm going to try and do if I try and do say 10 ends a day, that should get me there. So I want to get all those ends woven in. And I've decided to do the sleeve just a double crochet sleeve. Yeah, just doing in the Hecate's Hearth colorway. And the other project I also want to get finished this week, because I want to crack on with something else. I want to try and get started on the other granny square blanket, and I do want to pull out, at least to start, on my knitted cardigan, is the scarf. I don't know, I might put a stitch marker in, but I also might not, but just because I intend to try and get all this knitted, so it doesn't really make much difference if I put a stitch marker in or not, because I would like to be just finished with it. And I do think that's achievable. There's not that much yarn left. So I will check in with you later in the week. Luckily for you, I cut out Odin Wee-In, although I think there might be a couple more of him Wee-In around later in this video. These are the beautiful gardens that are just off the seafront, not near where we live. It's about probably a 20-minute walk from where we live. But there's a set of 3 beautiful gardens, which are just community gardens maintained. And it's nice when it was extremely windy this day, and my sister's ears always get sore. There she is. Her ears get sore, that's why she got her hood up. So we went into the gardens because the seafront was too windy for her. There we go. I knew it. There's a clip of him Wee-In, but he's cute enough that we can forgive him. And you always have to be a responsible dog owner and pick up the poop and pop it into the bins. Which Odin never wants me to do. None of the dogs always act like we're a pair of weirdos for picking up their poo, like as if we want to keep it. He always tries to pull me away from it. So exciting, because there were the first true signs of spring. There are primroses coming up. My foxgloves have survived the winter, and I think there are snowdrops, or I never know the difference between snowdrops and lily of the valley. I think they're snowdrops. Please excuse all the boxes. That was from some of the flooring. And we're trying to figure out if it could be recycled. It couldn't be. It was covered in a plastic, which was annoying. And here is the best greeting you can come back to, which is, wait for it, is a big nose. There he is. And here is the first real view of the stained banisters and uprights. We had to paint the main front post because it was too scratched and the wood was not good enough. Still had to do a couple of more coats on the painted wood, but it was already starting to look so much better at this point. There was still, I think, another coat of stain to go on and varnish. This bit of our walk, Odin always wants to go. There's a bit of the wall here where the sand is really heaped up much higher so he can jump over, which he always wants to do. He jumped over this time. I do cut it out because you don't need to see that, but he did decide to do a poo over there, so I had to climb over the wall to go and get his poop, and then climb back over to bin it. He's lucky, he's cute. For some reason, he loves to go down these little, I think what they're like, groins, jetties, tiny, whatever they're called, I'm not sure. But he always wants to go down there. Doesn't we? Obviously, gets scared of the sea. I don't know what is going on in his head that he thinks that I'm gonna go down there and like trudge through this like winter sea that he's scared of, so Oh, Bear, is it not even know what you want? Go on, Bear, good boy. Hody! There's this lovely bar restaurant, the Martello Tower, right by the pier where we live. That is very, very family, dog friendly, where you can bring the dogs in. Odin loves to go in. Whenever we go past, he tries to go in. We just had a coffee, 2 sugars, because it's quite bitter coffee from there, but it is tasty. And here we have already started to have the work done to have the flooring put down. As you can see, the banisters have been stained and varnished. The wood's been properly painted, all the coats. They've taken all the skirting boards off to start laying the flooring, but it turns out that the flooring was uneven because we wanted it laid herringbone style, so they're going to have to put down ply to make it more smooth. Odin was very interested in what was going on. Dita didn't really understand. That's the big vintage cabinet I've mentioned a few times on my podcast, which we are looking at rehoming because it is a vintage 1950s larder kitchen cupboard, but it's just too big for the lack of space we have in it. Please forgive me for that. The front room, which just has everything from the dining room, or a lot of what's from the dining room, piled up in there. It is an absolute mess at this point. While I'm recording, it's still a mess because we haven't had to put the stuff back yet. That's the ply going down. That's partly gone down. It was a 2-day job. Everything with DIY. Oh, this isn't DIY. This is someone being paid to do it. Everything with renovations, decorating, home improvements always will take longer than you imagine it will. If you think it's going to take half a day, just realise it will probably take about 5 days. It's the under the stairs cupboard, which has got quite a bit of damp actually, so trying to figure out how to address that. This is the second day of the flooring going down, where he's managed to put down all the ply under the stairs as well. We're having the flooring go under the stairs, but not in the downstairs toilet. Which was very... Oh no, he hadn't finished Teddy at this point. Oh yeah, this was the afternoon. Yeah, so there was a few floorboards which needed to be taken up and replaced. This is when the ply has been finished, I think. Let's see around the corner. Yeah, so that was actually quite exciting because finally we had didn't have a big hole in the floor. We stopped at this lovely little restaurant for coffee and cake, a Neapolitan cheesecake and a coffee chocolate mousse. Delicious. This is Odin, if you can see him, probably just about enjoying twilight because of the wolves. What's happening, Odin? Whoa, I know! Oh, let him enjoy it. Whoa. I know. You're a good boy. It's alright, I know. Day 1 of the flooring being put down properly. So this is the next week after the ply was put down, and he'd started, this I think is in the morning, he'd managed to put down that amount. This is day 2. You have no idea how excited I was. No, this is actually day 3. I think I didn't put in the footage from day 2. This is day 3. There's just that tiny little corner. The flooring did take forever to go down, and it was so loud. I had to take the dogs upstairs in the end because the sound was just upsetting Odin. Dita wasn't upset by it because she couldn't really hear it, but Odin was upset. Oh, let me just... This is the final check-in for finished in February. This is Feyre. She's a little pussycat. I can finally film. It's actually the 9th of March. It's not even February anymore. But I couldn't film. It was impossible with workmen in the house, flooring being put down, sawing, hammering, drilling, all the noises so loud, impossible. So this video is going to be a little bit, well, all the videos are actually a bit late because of all of that. I don't know, I think it's so bad. Maybe I should make you guys a bit taller. That's a bit better, I think. So yeah, I just thought I'd show you the progress. Bear in mind, one of these I've still been working on since, so it's had like 9 extra days of being worked on. 8 extra days, really. I think you can see some birds. Also, I think you're actually on a wonk. Let me see if I can adjust that. Yeah, that's a bit better. So I'll put her down and then show you the projects. There you go. Sorry, kitten. Okay, so I'll just run through the ones I have finished that you've already seen, just so. Do them in order. So, as you might imagine, I didn't finish all my projects. That was just, not going to happen. But I did finish some of them. No, get off of it. Okay, so I finished the crochet blanket. Let's see how far back I have to go for you guys to be able to get some idea of how big it is. So it is quite large. And it's very pretty. It's for my mum. I'm going to give it to her for Mother's Day. She'll like that. She's always asking for another blanket. So that'll be given to her this weekend. Which will be, it'll be this weekend when you guys see this video. So that was the first one I finished. The second I finished was also a blanket. Again, quite large. This one I intend to keep for my sister and give it to her for Christmas or her birthday, my younger sister. My younger sister's not really, she doesn't really wear anything that's made for her. but I think she will use a blanket, so hopefully this gets some use. So that. The other one I've finished, but I haven't woven in the ends, but it's only 2 ends, so it's not really bad, it hasn't been blocked. It's the scarf. So it's a pretty good length. Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty good length, so I'm looking forward to having that to wear, and that'll look really nice. It's just a lacy scarf, but there's only 2 ends that need to be woven in and blocked. And then the other thing that, again, I've done some of the work on it. So when, just pull up some more yarn. So when we got to the end of the month, I had done both the sleeves. So I'd finished both sleeves, but I hadn't done any of the ribbon yet. So I have now done, oh, let me pull that as a longer loop. It doesn't start unwinding. Okay, so since then, I have done, since you last seen it, I've done both sleeves. I've done the bottom ribbon, and I'm on to the neckline ribbon. So I just need to finish the neckline ribbon and do the cuffs. I'll pop it on so you can get some idea of it. I did the arms quite tight because I wanted it to be something I could wear in a jacket if I want, like under my coat if I needed to. Because the problem with having the sleeves being too thick, if you can't wear it under a coat, it will be a little bit bulky here, but that doesn't really bother me. It's the cuff, it's the sleeves rolling up here that really will bother me when I wear it. So this is what it looks like. Yeah, so I'm going to do quite a bit more. I'm going to do a thick band, I think. I've got quite a bit more to do of the ribbon, but yeah, I think it's pretty good. Yeah, I really like it. So that should be finished for next week, hopefully, so I can show it on the podcast. I'm hoping. I've got quite a lot, actually. I'm trying to decide whether I should do the sleeves in the red or the grey. I'm thinking I might do them in the red, but I don't know yet because I've got quite a bit of this left, but that doing like a large neckline is going to use up quite a bit of it. So that is everything that I've worked on. Oh no, there is the blanket, isn't there? I can't actually get to the baby blanket because it's upstairs in the spare room with like 30 bags of yarn from down here that's been moved out of the dining room upstairs. So it's not possible to get to it, but bear in mind, I've done no work on it since the last time you saw it. So that's that. So thank you for watching. I've made quite a bit of progress on a lot of things, as you've seen, but obviously I didn't finish everything. I think if we're honest with ourselves, we knew we knew there was no chance I was going to finish all of my projects, but I did finish 3 of them and almost finished a 4th. So I think that's pretty good innings. So I shall see you on my next vlog. Hope you enjoyed watching. If you did and you haven't subscribed, I'd really appreciate it if you did. And I'll see you on Tuesday.